Good morning, everybody, and welcome to or back to the channel. I am Jellybean, and I live in a 2008 Kia Sorento that I converted into a camper van. So, how's everybody doing today? Getting ready to make a little breakfast. I have some leftover biscuits from the Cracker Barrel, can of sausage gravy, and I'm trying to use up the stupid Country Crock stuff. But, yeah, so we're going to cook breakfast this morning. And we got a couple other little things we want to do. If you guys have been watching my channel or my videos, you know my Blue Eddy, the car charging cable died. It got super hot over around Phoenix. I think I was in Phoenix. No. Maybe, I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yes. Car to XT90. One issue. Amazon doesn't sell a car to XT90. They sell an XT60. And then you get my XT60, XT90 cable adapter things, which to me is kind of a pain in the bum. I mean, why don't you guys have it? You know what I mean? So I'm going to take it apart and see if I can figure out what happened to it. While I'm eating breakfast here. Like I said, I'm just making one biscuit. So I'll have leftover, and I still have those crumpets in the in my pantry there. But these were left over, and they're open, so we're gonna go ahead and get these eaten up. So, well, for you guys, Happy New Year's. For me, it's New Year's Eve. What does that mean? Not much of anything. New Year's Eve, I'm not doing anything. Not going to any party or thing like that. I think, like I said, I don't know if the lit cactus was last night or it's tonight. They normally do music and stuff on Fridays. And I know I saw a posting about it Friday, but I don't know if that was, you know, just an invite for tonight or it was Friday. But like I said, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not going. Didn't really think this through. Gotta get a plate. I'll be right back. Plate to throw stuff on until I get some room, you know what I mean? Alright. Throw this gravy out of here. Yeah, I know, this is definitely single man cooking right here. You got a can of gravy, leftover biscuit. You throw the biscuit in the pan with some butter. Wow, that's got a lot of sage in it. I think that's what I'm smelling. Must be in the sausage. It's very fragrant of the sage. Little black pepper. Wow. I mean, I'm telling you, that's sage-alicious there. I mean, I don't know how delicious it's going to be. That's about as strong as sage coming out of any kind of sausage I've ever smelled. Alright, that's hot. Turn everything off. Let it cool for a minute. My handy-dandy little Tupperware I bought. And I opened them up today and found out one of the two was broken. So at least one of the two wasn't broken. And we'll just pour whatever I can fit in here, which is probably going to be most of it. We'll save that for tomorrow. I should have tried it first. It might be so bad that I throw it away. Then I wouldn't have had to wash the dish, right? Okay, yep. So we're going to throw a little bit away, but that's all right. Wow. Like I said, that's a lot of sage, guys. All right, there's our single man breakfast cooking. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat my breakfast. Then we'll tear into this charging cord and see what's going on. And said, hope you had a very safe New Year's Eve. Nobody got hurt or in trouble or any of that stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna eat my breakfast and brunch really. And I've been sitting up watching movies for a while. All right, we'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, guys. Let's see if we can figure out if we can fix this stupid little thing. There's a fuse in here and a spring. There's the little doohickey. Don't really know how you get the fuse out of there, though. So we'll have to take the darn thing apart and see what the heck's going on in here. I don't know if I have a small enough screwdriver. Yeah, it's small enough. I just don't understand why this cable burned up in the first place. I mean, it's... Well, that fuse is gone. Well, fuse actually doesn't look gone, but spring inside is. How the heck I'm going to fix that? Spring got hot and just melted basically to its compressed size. Yeah, I don't think there's any fixing that spring now that it's been melted. As soon as I push on it, it just wants to go, well, until I get back to the very end. Let's put it back together and just see what happens. In other words, probably gonna have to buy another end to it. Maybe what we do today, we may run up and talk with the guy at the store at the tent city there. I should change the fuse, but I don't see any numbers on the fuse. There it is. It's too small for me to see, though. $15 amp, 250 volt. Oh yeah, the fuse is gone. Some lead or solder melted right out of the top of it there. It may still actually work. Alright guys, I don't know. I'm going to put this back together real quick and we're just going to try it out. But I think we are going to go to Tent City and at least get some better parts for this, because I said I don't think it would last. Anyways. Alright guys. We're going to put it back together and give her a try. Be right back. I don't know why my clicker's not working. Alright guys, really no luck there in the main tent city. But this is another one that's sprung up. So we're going to wander around in here and check out if I can find anything for this cable. Also, I found a spring that might work. But what I need is now a 15 amp fuse. So we're going to wander around this area and see what we can find. Alright guys, so they didn't have obviously what I need, but I found a spring. The only question is it gonna heat up too much? I finally found some 15 amp fuses. So obviously the spring, much different size. So we're gonna have to cut this down, take kind of an educated guess at the size, because as you see, I don't know if I can put this whole spring in there. That's gonna be way too strong. We're gonna cut it in half. Maybe a little less. Maybe in a third. Cut a third of it off. Third of that spring off. Stick it in the little slot. Now, try to put this back together again. Yeah, you know, things never go back together the way they came apart. You know that? So, what's holding it? I don't know what's holding it together. To me, that should work. Looks like it should work. Try this one more time. I think that spring might be too big around. It looks like that's what I'm catching on now. Yeah, guys, that spring's too big around. Fits down there. Thing looked like it was going to be the right size in the store, or well, the tent, but it's not. It's a little bit too wide. For down in there. Alright, so that spring didn't work. Well, I guess what we're going to have to do is go to the solar place on Tuesday. They're not open till then. It was awful darn close. It's just that little bit. Won't let it fit down in that channel, which holds everything out. Hair too big. Yeah, we'll have to go to the solar place and hope to heck that they have something that'll work for me. But I'm not holding my breath. These guys have what they have, and that's about it. They don't have a lot of extra stuff in there. So, well, we'll kind of put this back together a little bit. So if I can find a spring, we'd be all right. So, all right, guys, I'm going to put this back together, and then we're going to talk about who Jellybean is. One of the subscribers has been asking, and I've been thinking about it. So I've been thinking about, you know, explaining basically how I decided to live in a car and whatnot to you. Sorry, guys. Let me put this back together, and I'll be right back with you. Clicker just isn't working. All right, everybody. It's time for Who is Jellybean and what made this crazy idiot decide to live in a 2008 Kia Sorento? Well, I'll get the hardest part out of it right off the bat. It took me a long, long time to tell anybody this, and I realized I didn't do anything wrong. I was sexually molested as a child. And I don't want to hear I'm sorry's, and, you know, I don't want any of that crap. But my parents hid it. You know, my brother, I wasn't the only one he did it to. But anyways, so I really never had a family growing up. You know, I lived with my grandparents a lot. I spent all the time I could with them. So I never really felt like I had a family. Well, my grandparents were really what I felt as my family. And of course they passed. I just always kind of felt like an outsider, you know, that I didn't quite belong with everybody else. But I get pretty much gotten over that. You know, I don't think about it really anymore. I mean, 50, I'm getting ready to turn 52 years old, you know. But I think the real reason, when I was a little kid, I wanted to live out in the woods. You know, I didn't want to live in town and do the normal thing. I wanted to run away to the Hudson Bay and live, you know, in the wild. Well, so basically I just worked. That's all I did. Worked. And I finally decided, you know, I enjoy hiking, backpacking, camping. I want to hike the Pacific Crest Trail. So I planned and I saved, and I hiked the Pacific Crest Trail. Excuse me. I don't know why anymore. Every time. Excuse me. And I loved it. It was an amazing adventure. It's one of the most beautiful, amazing things I've ever seen, done, or could do. Pacific Crest Trail runs from Mexico to Canada through California, Oregon, and Washington. 2,652 miles. It was an amazing experience. And I thought, you know, once I did that, I would just go back to work. And I still had money. So I helped a friend rehab a house for a woman with a cerebral palsy child. And I was basically just living out of my car. Whole different setup back then. Basically, it was a dog bed, my clothing bags, and the pillows on top of the clothing bags made my bed. And then I had just some storage. I had some plastic totes, and I had the seats jam-packed. Basically like it is now, but without their fridge, you know, and everything in there. So I started traveling, looking for a trailer. I bought one, and then I just realized it was too much for the car, too much of a problem where I was trying to boondock. So I ended up selling it because I decided I wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail. So I had traveled around looking for that trailer for a long time. Finally bought it, sold it within a month after putting thousands of dollars in it. I put solar on the roof, charge controllers, all that good stuff, batteries. Then sold it for less than I bought it for. So, it is what it is. So then I went and started hiking the Appalachian Trail, and I did not like the Appalachian Trail. But I kept hiking it, and I basically hiked every mile that there is of it, because I had hiked a bunch of it prior. But on the second hike, I didn't start to finish. I'd finished what I hadn't done. And then I started traveling again in the bean pod. And I traveled and I hiked, and when I was little, I wanted to be a truck driver as well, just to travel and drive and see everything. So from when I was a little boy, I wanted to camp and travel and drive. And after hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, I realized I don't need much. I mean, I had everything on my back for 6 months. A tent, a little bit of clothing, your food, some water. That's about it. Well, you know, your sleeping quilt, you know, your gear. But yeah, I decided I don't need a lot. So I went back to work finally after almost 2 years. Ran out of money. And I hated it. I worked at one place that I was way out of town, sequestered. Just wasn't for me. On-call, salary, wasn't for me. Ended up moving back to Maine, getting another job. Maintenance boiler operator. Hated being inside every day in that hot, nasty plant. Hated it. Worked there a year. There were some issues going on. And I said, see ya. Jellybean's getting lost. So I quit. I ordered the Blue Eddy, the refrigerator, a bunch of other stuff, and had it sent to my buddy in Tennessee's place, because I didn't know how he was going to. I didn't want to keep paying rent where I was, so I wanted to get moving, and I knew all the things wouldn't get to one spot in time. So sent them all to my boy Hickory, who just had his baby Olivia Rose the 22nd of December. Again, congratulations to Laura and Justin, aka Hickory. But yeah, so I decided, boom, drove to Tennessee. By the time I got there, everything was there, and me and Hickory built out the bean pod. Had to buy some different things because I didn't like the solar panel arrays that Blue Eddy, you know, you get with Blue Eddy, and they're expensive. So yeah, I just decided I'm done. As long as I can afford to, I'm going to be doing this. Of course, we don't know how long that's going to be. I don't have a lot of money, but I can live pretty darn cheap. So yeah, I don't want to sticks and bricks. I don't want to be that conformed individual that, you know, I never did. I thought I wanted kids. I never had them. I worked. Glad I didn't. Probably would have made me grow up a little more than I have to say I probably am. But, you know, hey, if I'm honest about it, right? So yeah, that's basically Jellybean in a nutshell. Or in a candy-coated covering. Something like that. You guys get the idea. Alright guys, it's New Year's Eve. Poured myself a cocktail. It's pretty early though. It's only like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But it gets dark at 5:30ish. And I'll probably be in bed by 6:30. Yeah. That's Jellybean. Don't know if I'm going to do a fire tonight. You know, it is New Year's Eve for me. I don't think I'm going to put this video out tomorrow. You guys have a lot better things to do than watch Jellybean on New Year's Day. I'll probably put it out Tuesday. But for right now, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys kind of a who's Jellybean. You know, I really enjoyed hiking. I love traveling. I like to be able to show you guys what's out there. You know, not everybody can just leave life per se. I think this is real life. I used to joke on trail that that's real life. When you had to go back, that was something different. But yep. All right, guys, we'll see what happens. But for right now, Jellybean's gonna relax on New Year's Eve. Probably watch a little YouTube, and I gotta run the generator. It's been completely cloudy today. I'm not getting any solar. I'm getting like 40 watts all day, you know, per hour, and I'm up to like 68, 70%. I had to run the inverter for a couple hours. I'm still actually running it, charging up my laptop so I can do some work on that tomorrow. Can't get into a lot of YouTube stuff on your phone. You have to do it on your laptop. So, charge my laptop. But, all right, guys, for right now, we're going to see you later on. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tonight. Not quite sure. But hopefully, like I said, you had a safe New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Happy, festive, whatever you wanted it to be. All right, guys. For right now, Jellybean's going to relax. See you in a little while. Well, guys, it's like 6:30 at night. Came out, built the fire. Nobody is doing anything. There's a fire over there. You know, it's pretty big. I'm not going to go and crash somebody's party or whatnot. But, yeah, basically everybody is just in their trailers sleeping at 6:30. I'm getting ready to cook a steak for dinner. Sorry, guys. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to cook my steak. Have fun with my fire for a little while. And somebody's doing fireworks somewhere. But, alright, guys. By the time you see this, it'll be the new year. So, hopefully you had a great, safe, and happy New Year's. So, we'll see you next time on Jellybean Outdoors. Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, all those good things. Thank you again. See you next time.